Uh, so this is your Sleepless God again, back with What If Midoriya Was a Monster, Part 3. So last part was 3 or 4, something like that. Uh, Last time we talked about this was uh, the government starting to basically realize how powerful the what they're now calling the mutant situation is getting to, because they're starting homes, they're starting families, and they're starting communities, and the governments don't like that, so they're starting sending in troops. Those troops get massacred. Those even They don't even get a message back. They only get like small videos of what the actual species is. Last time as well, we realized that really the citizens of the mutant society don't really kill anyone. They're not killers, they're people, but the wildlife does. Like rabbits, bears, uh, leopards, alligators are more massive in this society because it's centered around nature and the situation of it. But we also know that the mutants are connected to nature. So when the government goes to UA and be like, "Hey, let's ask a favor about it. Hey, can you come in and deal with the situation?" UA says, kind of in a certain way, "Fuck your shit. We'll do it. We'll do it better ourselves." Government doesn't like that and sends everyone that they possibly can and a friend, a supporter, aka called Endeavor. Endeavor tries to deal with the situation, but that's when the captain and all of its people come and massacre the entire unit. As when the captain's fighting Endeavor, that's when the situation starts getting topsy-turvy a little bit. Because Endeavor has range, and that's what the captain doesn't really have. He doesn't really have a lot of range, so he has to get up and close and starting punching as strong and as fast as possibly can. He blocks the first attack with his wing, but that keeps completely burned off. The second attack he tries to get as close as possibly can. His second wing burns off. He finally does deal enough damage to Endeavor to, knock him out and almost kill him. But with that, he basically entire body is covered in third-degree burns across his face and body. So he has to be delivered to the doctor, and the doctor takes care of everyone. So it's not like, "Oh, take care of the captain, not us." He's like, "Captain's gonna take some time. You guys are gonna need to be helped too." After that, uh, when UA finally came in and the captain woke up still injured, the doctor said, "No, you sit fucking back down." The captain said, "No, no, no. We're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to listen to them anyway. So we'll make a deal. I won't teleport there instantaneously. I will ride on a horse so I can have enough time to re-heal." When he's coming back, he finally meets with Nezu. As Nezu talks to him respectfully, like he's another person, and he also says, "I always like to talk to new things or beings," he states. And that is perfect because he's not saying, "I wanted to talk to you guys because you're monsters. I wanted to talk to you guys because you're different." That's it. That's it. So that's where we left off last time. Let's begin this. So Nezu and the captain basically just sit down. They sit down and talk in this big nature, in this just like kind of plowed out road a little bit that is dirt. They sit down. They pour a little bit of sake, take a couple sips, and they talk. Now, what they talk about is basically just the situation that's going on. Because UA, as I talked about before, is its own government. It doesn't give a fuck what the actual government means. Like, it can do whatever it kind of wants. So this place, this natural place, is is so beautiful to Nezu. And while he's drinking sake with the captain, they started talking. And this is kind of where the conversation went to. Nezu said, "So, this is some good sake, but how did you guys survive?" He says, "Thank you for this. Yes, it is good sake, but not all of us did. Most of us, at least half of us, died. The chemical compound was experimental at best. He pours a little bit more sake in Nezu drink in his own, drinking away. So what happened to us is some of us, the strongest ones of the bunch, survived, and finishing his drink, putting the sake tray back down, we evolved as this is finally when his wings finally regrown completely, and they pop him out and get him all connected. Some of our mutations are more volatile. As like that's when he's like showing it off his claws and his incompletely neck flaps. And some of them are more as he looks at the wild, helpful. Pours a little bit more sake in his drink. Nezu looks at him and says, "So, this is all a mutation ability." He says, No, not all of it, not all of it. Some of this is just natural greenery that grown fast because we do not touch it. We live with it. We burn down, we tear down our buildings so we can grow in more greenery. We live here. So do not destroy anything. We just live with it. So Nezu looks at him and just says, "So you chose the different approach to what we chose. Instead of conquering nature, you just joined with it." As Nezu takes another giant gulp of his sake, he says, exactly. We didn't want to conquer it because we are a part of it. We are connected." See, Midoriya takes another sip. That's also why we don't have many laws. We have the law of the land, and we have the laws that we are put into the world, but he says laws more like guidelines. Because if they break them, punishments are going to cause. Yes, just like laws. But those punishments are not caused by order or governmental systems. They're caused by the law of the land. So if you say like this, if you killed one of my friends, I'd be angry at you. But you would have to go to a legal system and why did I kill your friend? And was it just? And here, anyone kills anyone, it is against Mother Nature. Murder is never allowed. He says, what about situations? Now, Nezu's like, what about some situations that are different? It's like yes, those are obviously going to be talked about as he looks at his captains, but we decide if that situation was usable. And most of our people know about this, know about how murdering someone could be caused by death. So murder is almost completely null and void, and plus we feel the pain of everyone else in this world. We are connected by nature and we all feel it. So if someone dies, we can feel the pain of the death that is caused. So that's why we do not kill anyone. We do not steal from anyone. Because we all feel it. We all feel our emotions. And we all feel the pain. As he makes another drink. puts it down. This is also why we don't have drinking laws regularly. Most of us can drink normally without even getting drunk. Some of the youngers cannot hold down their beer or their alcohol, what they call it. But most of our older ones, our justice system is so strong because of living in this place that normal sake like this wouldn't even give us a buzz. As Nezu takes another sip. So, you're all connected. As he looks over, as he sees, like the burned land and crispered, as he just says, so you felt that. The pain. Yes, we did. And that's why we had just cause to, as Nezu finishes his sentence, almost kill him. Drinking his sake. Finishing the drink of his sake, I should say. As, yes, almost. We understand that your laws are a little bit different, so we don't try to kill anyone that is from the outside world. That is, looks over at the mountains of dead bodies that are well known, at least. Might cause a little bit of a situation. As Nezu says, understandable. As he looks at him and says, we know you're a smart man, we know everything. I want us to be connected. This situation is terrible. You should never have been like this. We are not monsters. We should never be monsters. We have done better than this. The people out there, the government that caused this pain are the monsters that did this. So I believe we need to put the things to light. Put the pain and the suffering back. And we need as both people and citizens of both societies need to show what the government did and how they murdered you guys. Nezu takes a deep breath, just a really deep breath. But I'm gonna need cooperation from both sides. I already have my cooperation. I'm gonna need yours. So I was wondering, could you help me? As a red tear drops from Midoriya's eye, as he grabs the entire sake bottle and finishes it in one gulp, slamming it down, and just says, if I would deny it, my own father would kill me, I believe. My crew would be pointed as he shows his hand and says, you got a deal, small mouse. You have a deal. As they both grab their hands and says, I will help you tear down this system. As Midoriya looks at him and says, and I will help you burn it down, the rest. As they both separate and says, as Nezu looks at him and says, we'll come every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to talk about our plan, society with the rest of your people, and figure out it. Every other week, Friday through Saturday will be our break days to not make it less suspicious. When we finish this, I hope you're ready as this is when Nezu gets crazy. I always wanted to burn that down, that fucking government. I finally had the chance now. As he turns around, starts walking away. As the rest of the pro heroes are like, he's going crazy again, isn't he? As he said, all of them are saying, absolutely. But I think it's going to be a wild ride. As when they finally all leave, all the monsters look at the captain as they say, could you believe him? The mouse. And he says, of course I could. All he did was speak truth that entire day. He dealt with pain, just like us. I think we can trust him as much as you can trust me. As they all start walking back, actually teleporting back, because of Captain's wounds. The Captain's wounds are completely healed, and everyone else's are pretty well off. As when they get back, they're starting to. It's really easy to actually, because it's such a small community of like maybe 1.5 million people. It's super easy to get some information around, so they just have to spat it out, just saying, hey, bull reading, everyone here, let's get going. So they start talking to people and saying, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. This is how they're going to work. This is what they're working on. And everyone's going to be on it. And everyone agrees, because the captain agrees. Because everyone knows that if they just lay down like dead dogs and just keep on these attacks happening without ever countering attack, the shit's not going to stop. Shit never stops unless you actually make it stop yourself. So now Midoriya and Nezu are devising a plan. The plan is very, very simple to everyone, to them too, but everyone else is like, this is fucking no. Plan is to get every mutant out. Now, this is the mutants' home, so they don't really like that. But Nezu agrees that they live here now. This is their station. No one else touches this shit. This is a protected home to them. Because they're not going to pay taxes. When they do that, they're going to do a live broadcast of all the mutants. And they're going to, because most of the mutants can talk English, can re-talk English. What I mean by this is Nezu can understand them because he is, a creature. He can also speak English, so he kind of speaks both languages. No one else can understand these two. So what does Nezu do? Nezu started getting their UA team and everyone else to make voice modulators. So with that, Nezu's making them have voice modulators on their chest to actually talk to them and talk about their stories and tell what happened. Tell their names, what happened, and what they did to them. The main speaker is going to be Midoriya, or the captain. The captain's going to explain what happened, and each one of them is going to say their name and say what is going on. And then what's going to go on is every single monster, or what they call them, the outcast, is going to attack the government and then rip it down. And Nezu is going to come up as the new government. Basically, Nezu always had a foothold in the government. Always had like this one step forward. But really couldn't use any of his powers yet. But with the monsters ripping them down and, overthrowing because the government using its power to not help the people but actually make it worse off, Nezu think it's time to flip the tables. As Midoriya and Nezu spends long hours making the plans, getting it well off, and doing everything they possibly can, as every other monster is preparing for the fight of their lives. As this is where we're going to end off, I hope you guys like this video. Remember to subscribe, like, comment down below about other things that you like me to do what ifs on. Like I already doing what ifs on the maybe other like DC, Marvel, maybe Spider-Verse. I just watched Into the Spider-Verse. Great movie. Gosh, really Sony's on its own level of content right now. They're pushing out some good stuff. I don't care if you don't like the movie. Just you gotta admit, Sony is really doing some good shit over here. So, okay, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Probably tomorrow, actually. Goodbye.